Bernadette McClelland here, CEO of Three Red Folders. We are a sales and sales leadership consultancy based here in Melbourne, Australia. And we believe that the winning trifecta for business development and sales success consists of sales strategy, the science behind that, and the psychology. And that leads me to today's lesson brought to you by the letter E. No, it is not empathy, and no, it is not emotional intelligence. Instead, it is emotional discipline. And it is the mental readiness of a salesperson for any form of sales conversation. So let's just picture a scenario for a moment. Let's just picture a salesperson and they are with a potential buyer, and that potential buyer intimidates them. And the salesperson feels this physically, physiologically. His mouth may go dry, he may go red in the face and blotchy, the breathing may quicken up, we may feel that there's more sweating occurring, they might want to go to the loo. So all of these physical things are happening, and as a result of that, there's a certain amount of energy that is given off that the buyer will pick up on. And so this salesperson finishes the call, gets in the car, and says to himself, man, I got nothing. Like, I didn't ask the right questions. There's no outcome. That was embarrassing. What happens next? We've all been there. We all know that situation. So what's happening? What is happening is that we are not or have not disciplined our emotions enough. We have gone into survival mode, like biologically, from a neuroscience perspective. We are literally in survival mode. So we have our executive brain here, which does all that complex problem solving, all that critical thinking, all that rationalization. It's the executive brain. And it's where we can control a business conversation. We also have within our limbic system our emotional brain. And we know that we are all driven by emotions. The brain does not like different. And if the brain senses any form of threat, we know that it will override the logic. And so the third brain, the ego or evolutionary brain, is kicked off when the emotional brain says, hey, let's go, we're in danger. And as a result, it will power down every part of our body, including our executive brain. It will power down like a battery because it wants to conserve energy. And that energy and that blood is only going to the organs that will keep us alive. And that is why our breathing, our blood flow, our muscles, our organs will only go into survival mode, and that's why it physiologically impacts us when we're nervous. So a little bit of, I guess, neuroscience learning there. So what can we do about it? Well, number one, we can be aware of the fact that it's not our lack of sales skills or sales ability. It's simply the fact that we've gone into this survival mode. So we need to start to be aware of that, of ourselves. Secondly, we can work on that in lots of different ways. We can have a coach. We can, we can read, we can learn, we can meditate, we can be more mindful. Or thirdly, from a more tangible perspective, we can have a call plan. We can be more prepared. We can have some really great questions that we can ask so that we can lead the conversation. After all, we're the one that asked for the appointment. And in doing that, that emotional discipline will allow us to stay on track with our own sales conversation process. And that's something that, is a totally different conversation than here today. But they are probably the key areas. So my reason for this lesson today is I see it so often. I've experienced it, you've experienced it, and it's a real sabotaging behavior for sales success and for us to achieve our sales outcome. So what I want you to do, apart from that, is I want you to place any comments in the comment section below to tell me what your thoughts are around this, if you have experienced it or not, and what you've done to overcome it. Secondly, place the word yes if you would like me to let you know of when the next video comes out, which will be brought to you by the letter F. And third, you can follow the hashtag A2Z series. On that note, have a fantastic day and look forward to speaking to you after the weekend. And have a great weekend as well. Bye for now.